So in the last module, we actually did the vendor PO and how we created the PO and how we created the vendor. In this module, we're gonna actually look at how we're gonna be progressing the purchased item or the vendor in general. It can be a subcontractor. We're gonna do the forecast. We're gonna do some of the change management to change order and change requests. As you can see, they're all under the vendor tab. So let's go to vendor progressing, which is in that tab here. And then it's pretty simple. You have all the vendor progresses that have done. Depending on the axis, you'll have the same project and you're able to actually see what the vendor progress is. So we're going to add the vendor PO progress. We're going to choose the project, which was the video demo project. And the vendor, if you remember, it was camera. So we're going to create progress. So here we know that the incurred cost is 0. So we add a progress item. So that's the PO item. We know that we bought one. So here we're gonna just say that we actually received one. Let's say we had 2 items, we only received one. You can actually see it. The beauty in that one is you actually can see the budgeted quantity and how much was claimed to date. So it won't allow you to overclaim on that one. That intelligence that's right there, that's live, it doesn't exist in any other system that we have. Since I claimed one per one, you can see that the incurred cost is 1,000, which goes directly into report. We're just gonna enter the date and then the packing slip information here, because a lot of times in many projects our procurement is lost and there's some lost information between the packing slip and all the other item. In here, as you're actually claiming the procurement received or any item received, you can also add the information. Let's say the packing slip has a specific number, and then you can actually browse, and here's the packing slip with the MTRs and everything that we need for that specific item to be progressed, and then you create that progress. The second you create the progress is right there. You can actually edit it, you can view it, and you can delete it as well based on the actual permission that you have. So as you can see, it's pretty simplistic. The second you actually add that cost here, if you go to reporting, you'll be able to see that that cost is incurred automatically. It's live. You won't have to wait till the end of the week or anything. It's actually the perfect setup to do it. So now you've seen how we do vendor progressing. We're gonna do vendor forecast. Same concept. We just create vendor forecast. We can also search for past forecast in case we have a forecast that we're trying to understand why. You can actually see who did it and why it was done with all the backup information. So we're gonna create a forecast. We're gonna choose the demo movie one. It was actually the video demo project. The vendor, that was the vendor. We're gonna forecast them. Automatically here you can see all the information about the vendor name, the PO, everything. You can see that you actually approved PO is $1,000. You've incurred $1,000 and you're 100% complete. The updated values here, and here you can see that automatic calculated forecast, which takes into account a straight line forecast with some other intelligent algorithm behind it. We can go explain that to anybody who wants to explain. So let's say we want to buy another camera. So it's gonna be $2,000 here. So now the manual forecast $2,000, and we're able to apply the forecast, and now the forecast applied. So if I want to search for the vendor, and then click on the forecast, I can actually see it here. Manual forecast is 1,000. Oops, sorry. 2,000 live forecast. And the forecast has been applied. So now that we've done the forecast, we're gonna do the vendor change order and contract change request. So what's the difference? We're gonna go to contract change request, and you can see that those are the approval part of the actual vendor change order. So if we go to vendor change order, we add a vendor change order. Let's say the video demo project. We're gonna say this one. We're gonna search, we find it. We can update the PO or we can get a change order. So we click on change order. We say change order 01, description, additional camera, because we forecasted another one. Approval, based on the approver, put the date. You can also put the quote in here, drag and drop. You won't have to find uh, uh, try to find different binders everywhere to understand the backup. Needed additional camera. I can create that change order, and now I can add an item. Item 2, second camera, cost code, materials. Actually, I think we put it under indirect staff, or put it under equipment external. We're gonna put 1 each. We're gonna put $1,000. We're gonna say it's billable to the client. We're gonna put the date of today, and the vendor reference number is the number of the on the catalog. So we just click create, put a comment, additional camera requested by client. So now we have additional, and then we submit for approval. Now that it's submitted for approval, automatically it goes to the approval section here, and now I can see it. And as you can see, I can see all the information I need to approve or to disapprove. So I'm going to click on approve, and we're done. So, and here if I click on vendor change request, you can see all the vendor change requests that are approved and that are rejected from the vendor themselves. So if you remember in the administration section, if you put on account management, you have 2 users. So the vendor user can actually create a vendor request for a change order that goes automatically into your system. So that's where you can actually view it and approve it. And that's the end of the vendor module training. Thank you.